Let's go. This for my town, bruh. I know we've been abused. I hold us down, bruh. That's either win or lose. Wait, what I'm talking about? We ain't finna lose. See, cause failure is an option we ain't finna choose. So if you didn't know, you need to get used to me. I'm trying to place Dayton back up where we used to be. That mean I gotta put the crown on my city's head.
I'm welcome to be blessed with the presence of Queen Kells. She is a comedian in the Dayton area. I met her, as you all know, I've started my journey as a comedian. I met her on the scene to let her introduce herself and let you know why she's here today.
Hello. So I am Queen Kells, entrepreneur, comedian, and I was invited today to just share a little bit of my story. What did you say? Inspire
And inform.
And inform. So
Okay.
I appreciate being here today.
Now, how long have you been doing comedy?
So I've been doing comedy for about a year.
Okay.
But I really picked back up these last few months and really focused in, and I'm trying to hone my talent.
Okay. And you mentioned entrepreneur. What other endeavors do you have going on at this time? You want to speak more about to that?
I would love to. Thank you. So I have Queen Kells Creations, which is my crafting business.
Okay.
So I do T-shirts, I make rolling trays.
Okay.
I can pretty much customize anything if you bring it my way.
Okay.
And so that's one of my babies. I used to have a barbecue grill, but that got tired. And that was called Queen Smoking Barbecue.
Okay.
That was on Main and Pointview. That was back in the day.
Okay. So you've been at it for a minute then. That's good. That's good. Now, one of the things that stood out to me was some of the content in your act. Like you talk about things that most people don't talk about or are uncomfortable talking about. And I found that the fact that you were able to craft it into a comedy act was, first of all, brilliant and informative. Talk about some of the things that you talk about in your act.
One of the stories that's very dear to my heart is I had a recent scare with breast cancer.
Okay.
So, I went in for my regular exam.
Mm-hmm.
And in my set, I said, because that's what you do when you're a responsible coochie owner. That's what you do. I don't know. Can I say that on here, coochie?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But
this is a PG-19 show.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely, when you're a grown woman and you're sexually active, or even when you're not, you still need to get your regular pap smear done. You just need to maintain your upkeep. And so I was, going in for a normal checkup, and my everything else came back fine when she did my breast exam. Mm-hmm. And then she felt something that was, of worry, of
abnormal.
Right. She felt an abnormality.
Mm-hmm.
And she sent me off to get my mammogram and my ultrasound, and that was like 2 weeks later. So that whole time I'm sitting there and I'm stressed out, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, damn this titty. I'll get rid of this titty before I let it get rid of me.
Right.
And so I was sitting there and I'm just like, I can either stress out about this, or I can, take this in and I can, make this material, because I feel like everything can be content.
Right.
And you can be respectful to a situation and still maintain or find humor in that. And one of my biggest influences is Miss Pat, the comedian, because she'll take a lot of her trauma that she's been through and find a way to make that funny. So she's definitely been a great inspiration to me.
Okay, yeah, I have a friend that swears by Miss Pat. I've yet to consume a lot of her. I've been privy to one of her shows on, I think it was BET for a minute. I watched BET Plus. Yeah, I watched the episode and it was very funny, and I can see how she inspires so many young Black women.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss Pat.
Yes, I love her.
So how often do you perform? Where do you perform so people can come check you out if they would like to see you?
So right now I'm really what I call in grind mode. So
okay.
I'm hitting as many open mics as possible. My favorite 2 open mics are the first was at Laugh Comedy Zone on Mondays. That's at 7 p.m. on Siementhaler.
Okay.
And then
shout out to Laugh Factory.
And then my favorite is on Wednesdays at Jokes and Tokes with Dick Dickerson.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's a very talented local comedian as well. Y'all need to check him out. His mic.
Oh, he ain't even local no more. He's central to Dayton. but he from
He's all over the
Saginaw,
world.
and he just got back from being the illest nigga in Nebraska. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie. So yeah, I definitely enjoy his show because right after his open mic, there's a comedy roast.
That I participated in for the first time last week. It was fun. I was uncomfortable, but I had fun.
I know
So,
I'm gonna have to get up there on the roast spot because just as a comedian, you have to be able to take jokes and give them.
right, because
But I
the
need
best
to-
jokes come from laughing at yourself.
They do, but y'all ain't about to hurt my feelings.
Nah, see, you gotta see. I'm in unk mode, so I'm in my Uncle Buck phase. So I don't care what nobody say no more. You know what I mean? I'm tone deaf in that way. Man from Cincinnati lit my ass up last week. He said I look like E40 on Ozempic.
No.
Then he said I'm 55 with gold.
Oh, okay. Well, I was like, oh man.
Nah, man, you got an aura when you on stage, and that shit shouldn't even have stuck to you. You know what I'm saying? You got a aura of confidence when you're on stage, and that's one of the other things that impressed me about you is like you're completely comfortable in yourself and you're confident in that shit. And man, more people need to be authentic like that. And I definitely plan to hear more from you. And I look forward to collaborating with you on things in the future.
Now,
Even
the
if
politically correct term is they all want to be actors.
Okay, gender neutral.
I'm not quite sure, but you know, whichever one y'all prefer.
Right. Whatever your pronoun is, I'm gonna respect it. Just let me know up front. You know what I'm saying?
Don't cancel us. We still trying to get on, baby. We still trying to get
And look,
on.
hey, even if they do cancel us, we're gonna come through the underground. You know what I'm saying?
Say come to the tip agency.
Yeah, okay. So is there anything else you would like to leave with the people or
I want people to know that if you have a dream, go after it. I don't care. If it's scary, it should be because that's what dreams are. There's something we feel like we can't obtain. So chase after your dream. It doesn't matter what it is. Just go hard.
Absolutely.
And so yeah.
And if you could be talked out of it, that means you don't want it bad enough. So
exactly.
Okay, well, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with the Dayton Pioneers and welcome you to the, we're going to say fraternity, even though it's a sorority too. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the mob.
The mob. Yeah. Pioneer mob. Yeah. I like that. Pioneer mob. Welcome to the Pioneer mob and Queen Kells.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Rosie the Riveter was a propaganda character used to encourage women to join the American workforce during World War II to support the U.S. war effort. Propaganda is information used to promote a political cause or point of view through any form of communication. It's important to note that Rosie the Riveter was a propaganda tool because everything about her was intentional. Even the fact that the original image is a much more muscular and rugged woman compared to the image that's been popularized today. Today, Rosie the Riveter is remembered as a symbol for the first time U.S. women joined the American workforce, but if we look at the facts and we look at the history, we know that black women been doing that. But not by choice. Black women suffered centuries of forced labor, forced birth, and human trafficking under a system called chattel slavery, which was replaced by sharecropping. In the 1930s, approximately 38% of black women worked outside the home compared to only 17% of white women, and those statistics didn't account for domestic labor inside the home or sharecropping. Despite Rosie the Riveter's depiction as a white woman, there were black women working alongside her. They were just paid less and forced to do more demanding and riskier jobs while doing so in segregated facilities that were always worse. Back then and today, sexism affects all women, but when combined with other systems of oppression like racism, the consequences can be more dire. Women are impacted by the wage gap, which is the difference in earning for the same work based on gender, but even those outcomes are impacted by race and disability and other factors, which is why intersectionality is so important. And I'll give it to her, Rosie the Riveter was about encouraging women to tap into our power and use that power for a greater cause. It just wasn't all women. When we let propaganda dictate history, we miss all that depth and complexity.
Smarter in seconds.
I am here with Mrs. Debria Rice, the pioneer of pioneers that led to changes into the show and positive changes. She inspired me so much in our first interview.
Thank you for having me. My name is Debria Rice, and I am one of the co-founders of the 6888 Kitchen Incubator, and I'm also the executive kitchen manager.
Okay. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk with the Dayton Pioneers. I became familiar with the story of the 6888, like most people, through the Tyler Perry film. When did you become aware of the 6888, and what part of their story inspired you to name the kitchen incubator the 6888?
So we were, the three of us came together to actually do this project. At the time when we started it, so it'll be 6 years now that we started on this project. we had not heard of that name.
Okay.
We were not familiar with the 688 at all. Of course, Charity Adams Early from
Mhm.
Dayton, she lived in Dayton, Ohio.
Mhm.
We were familiar with her,
Okay.
but had never heard of the story. So about, I would say 4 years ago or so, we were into the planning of this, and
Mhm.
we started trying to figure out what we should name the kitchen.
Okay.
So we were on a Zoom call, and we're like, what should we name the kitchen? And we were coming up with all kind of crazy names.
Mhm.
And Charlinda had actually done a podcast herself.
Okay.
And when she was telling the guy the concept of what we were trying to do, and these 3 Black women and doing something that had never been done
Right.
and all that, he said, you ladies remind me of the women of the 6888 Postal
Wow.
Battalion. And Charlinda is a veteran, but she had never
Okay.
heard the story.
Okay.
So he told her, a little bit of what he knew, and she came back and researched it. And she brought it to us, and she was like, hey, guys, I have an idea.
Right.
I think we should, consider this. And so when we started doing our research and we, looked it up, and when she told us the story, we were like, that's it. Like this has to be the name. It's perfect. What those women did just shows, the resilience. And we knew that many people didn't know the story because we didn't. So we wanted to honor those women
Okay.
and begin telling that story, because we knew that people would ask us, what does that mean? Why did you choose that? So that was the reason why we chose to do that. And again, this was about 2 years before we found out Tyler Perry was creating a movie.
Okay.
We're more so focused on actual entrepreneurs who are running a food business.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you
Okay.
have a product, whether it's, just consumer to food to consumer, or if you're going to try to sell a product in Kroger or in a grocery store, that's who our focus is on. And we want you to be able to come here and get the education that you need, because we do have an education program that's called Sharpen the Axe. Get the education that you need, and then from there, use that education to run your business. And you can run your business here, or you can, be elsewhere. But we want to help you and grow and scale, and then graduate from our space into your own brick and mortar, or whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay. I just want people to walk away with information and inspiration.
Okay.
So you provided both just by your story, the story behind the 6888, and how it resonated so much during your process, so far along in your process, that you just had felt that this was the name, and this was what it had to be. And the fact that it teaches and inspires as well, that's definitely something that I want all of my viewers to walk away with, is inspiration and information. Sit down with this. Part of this series is about putting a light on people that deserve a light. People that aren't doing it for the attention, but definitely deserve attention. And once I became familiar with let the people know exactly what the idea is, the concept of a kitchen incubator is.
Kitchen Incubator is basically a place specifically for food entrepreneurs, and it helps them grow and scale. So just think about, we all probably know a food entrepreneur, somebody who started off at home, maybe whether it's catering or baking or whatever. The incubator is where they will come to get the education, mentorship, and resources that they need to actually grow and scale that business. If you're a food entrepreneur and you start off at home like I did, but you're looking to grow and scale your business, we have the resources here for you to do so.
Okay.
So we're looking for anybody in the food space, whether you're doing catering, baking, a consumer packaged good, whatever it is.
I want to thank you so much for agreeing to sit down with the Dayton Pioneers, and I look forward to collaborating with you in the future, possibly, and just what's next, because I know this isn't it for you.
Having me, I appreciate it. I look forward to sitting down with you again whenever the next thing comes up or happens. I tell people all the time that this particular project that I'm on is divinely ordered by God. I truly believe that.
Exactly.
His hand is
I
all
get
over
that.
it.
And that's why I said I know this isn't it.
Yeah, his hand is all over it. And people keep
exactly.
saying, like, you do realize this is just the beginning,
Right.
Oh, well, hi, I am Martina Scott. I am the owner of Boss Potatoes. I have been in business for 4 years. I have been at the 6888 Kitchen Incubator for 8 months. I am introducing him to my salmon cheesesteak potato. It's loaded with bell peppers, onions, banana peppers, mozzarella cheese, and salmon.
I cannot wait to bash this. Me and Deuce about to be hooked. Thank you so much.
You gotta let me know how you like it.
And it's not Women's History Month isn't the theme. It's just the fact that it's Women's History Month. I want to highlight women for this month.
And we appreciate you for that.
Okay.
I love when the kids appreciate good food.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, my goal is to cater to the kids.
Okay.
Once I get up and running how I want to be, I'm going to start catering to the kids. Because, you know, they don't get a chance to go out and eat.
I got a great idea for you. That'd be good for marketing your business as well. You know how everybody have those sipping paints or whatever? Why don't you have like some Shirley Temples and people build their own potatoes, make their own potatoes.
It's so funny that you said that because I have that already planned for April 19th for the kids.
Wow. Oh my God. The universe. And that means it's universally accepted.
I got to do it because that's confirmation right there.
Exactly.
And it's so funny you said that because I want to show you my invitation later.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to say to
just
my followers and your followers?
Follow me on Facebook. I'm under Martina Scott. I'm under Boss Potato. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm also at 32 South Ludlow Street.
At the 688
Kitchen Incubator. That's where you can find me 6 days a week.
Okay.
And
that's where the trap house is. This is our trap house down here because she definitely got me hooked. And my son and I will be back. And wow, I look forward to trying other iterations of your potatoes.
Oh yeah, I got flavors to go.
She got flavors. I sound like you. And the universe threw it at you. That's how you know it's real.
In real life.
And that's the purpose of this whole podcast is to, man, let people know that this is real.
My name is Brianna Parks. I'm one of the owners at Side Piece Soul Cafe. I've been at the 688 Kitchen for about 7 months. And the wings that I provided to you today were tropical barbecue with raunchy ranch on them. I gave you 6 side chicks.
Okay.
So hopefully you don't get in trouble.
Wings from the Side Piece Soul Cafe. I'm about to bash these mugs. She said these are 6 side chicks. She said, I'm gonna get in trouble. I said, no, I'm not. I'm single.
Pioneer Day down here.
Oh, no. It sounds good. That sounds like a good idea.
Not gonna be enough. I'll put your face in there. Yeah, that's good. Today I am sitting down with Brianna Parks, owner of the
Side Piece Soul Cafe, located at 32 South Ludlow Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45402.
Okay. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. She was preparing a very large order when I arrived. She actually had me come at 10 and I ain't gonna say we're gonna
It's okay. Don't get me on the time, but
Well, she's busy, so you got to work around Pioneers. Now, she's not initially from Dayton, but if you putting on for the city and you putting on in the city, you can be in the Pioneer Mob, and she's an honorary member of the Pioneer Mob, even though she's not from Dayton. How long have you been living in Dayton?
I've been in Dayton now a little over a year.
Okay.
I came to Dayton because I wanted to be able to check out the food scene.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had a restaurant. It was like, I think this will be a great new start for you after I had experienced some loss in my life.
Okay.
My mom and my sister passed away, and I just was trying to get away and start new.
Okay.
Like I had a lot of loss,
Okay.
and I just wanted to start fresh.
And when they offered me that opportunity, it just seemed like Dayton would be a fresh start for me. And then just when I looked up the city and everything, it was a little bit smaller than where I was at.
Okay.
I was in Cleveland, so it was a little bit smaller, and just it seemed to be like a more intimate place, you know, like not as vast as Cleveland is, and just
not being from here, you don't realize this, but Dayton is actually the blueprint for small town USA that blew up, and then we dreamed too big, and then they overspent our money and everything dried up and left. But Dayton is the blueprint for small town USA. You will, if you can make it in Dayton, you can make it anywhere because we are the blueprint. So Dayton is a great place to start with opening a business. So we definitely appreciate you adding to the economy of Dayton and giving us variety in the things that we have available to. What else would you like the people to know about yourself?
I just like how Dayton represents community for me.
Okay.
Since I've come here, I've really have found my tribe, I would say.
Okay.
Like I've been able to, in a short amount of time, just have so many people that support my brand genuinely.
Okay.
And I appreciate that. Like customer service and just building a great rapport with the customers is like the key for me. That's the foundation of my business. I think one of the important things too is just listening to the customers. I read every single review and I take in account everything.
Comments,
I know they tell you that, but to me, it's important what the people think.
Okay.
And I think that every point has something valid to say.
Okay. So based upon the wings that you provided for me yesterday, I could just tell, and she had a soul rolled out. She was tapping her foot while she was eating it. I can only imagine that the only pushback you're getting is about the name. That's a controversial name.
I do not get any pushback
Everybody
about the
just
name.
loves it, huh?
People ask, well, where did the name come from? And I'm honest, I was somebody's side piece.
Okay.
And somebody said that I will never be more than a side piece. But look at that, it's not true. So,
okay.
And everybody's situation is different.
Right.
I do not try to judge people because you don't know why they're in certain circumstances. So you might be somebody's side piece right now,
right?
You know, and I don't know why. That's not my business.
Right. And it's not your fault.
You could come
either.
here and eat what you want, eat like you want. If you want to be a hog, go ahead. I'm not here to judge you. That's all it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you too.
Finish prepping your orders. And she's located at the Kitchen Incubator, the 6888 Kitchen Incubator. This place is a wealth of inspiration because I came down here just to interview Debria, and I got all these other interviews. Thank you. And where can the people get in contact with you? On your social
you can
media?
call us 216-562-9840. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at Side Piece Soul Cafe and the same on Facebook.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
and you have
too.
a wonderful day.
You too. It's quick and so this is our open kitchen. We actually have 6 kitchens in this space. So at any moment, you know, at any point, 6 different businesses can be operating at one time. We are a 24-hour facility, so we do not close. And each member has access to the kitchen on their phone, so I don't necessarily have to be here. These are shared spaces, so once she leaves for today, if someone needs to come in behind her and use the space, they're able to do so. Each space is outfitted a little bit differently. So, like this one has combo burner and griddle, a deep fryer, oven, but they're all a little bit different, just depending on the needs of the member and what they need, what they need to do, what they're making. Here we just have some additional storage, smallwares. We have a backup 3-compartment sink back here, and our ice machine. And through here we have our walk-in refrigerator. We still got one left from. We still got one left from our anniversary event. I didn't even know that was here. And then this is just our, we call this the receiving area. So, they, as you can see, they working because there's stuff all over the place. But that's how it is at a kitchen. But we use this door. This door is, this is the alley. and they bring their stuff in through here and boxes and stuff, and then they take it back out to the dumpster. But yeah, we keep cleaning supplies here. We also have a retail store, so if you ever stop in to buy food from some of our members, we have retail products as well. So we sell drinks and frozen. We have a guy who sells sea moss, who's a member of our kitchen. And then over on the front entrance, if you want to get that, at some point, we have other products that have been locally made by people in the city of Dayton, as well as some of our members. And this is our main dish room. We got a donation from Hobart, so we have a nice dishwasher. And then this is the 3-compartment sink. So this is where most people wash dishes, but we have that backup area too. So I have a baking pod. So a lot of our bakers use this space. It's the only space for now that has a door on it where you can come in and shut the door if you want to or need to. It has a double oven in here as well. This is the retail area I was telling you about, where you can get products that have been made by local entrepreneurs. So our co-founder, Sherlinda, she has her own sauce called Mud Sauce, which we have here available. We have jollof rice, Guided by Mushrooms is here with us. And we also have merchandise. So if you're interested in supporting the kitchen, you can get 688 merchandise. We have hats and t-shirts.
Today I am here with Miss Juanita Darden.
Yes.
She is the one that gave me the first opportunity that made me believe I was a videographer. We made a coffee video. It's been almost 10 years ago probably now. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while. A strong 8 or 8 if possible. All right.
Strong 8. I think it was in 2017.
Okay. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today.
Oh, thank you.
You inspire so many people. I've been following you on social media ever since you've given me the opportunity. And I just want to first and foremost give you your flowers just while you can smell them for the places that you have brought for us to feel safe in, safe places for us to patronize.
Absolutely.
And, yes.
Absolutely.
And the way you've contributed to the arts, and everywhere. You've been a person that is in the know.
I'm having an emotional day, y'all. So if I start crying, okay.
No, well, see, that's the beauty of pioneers, is because pioneers don't even realize they're pioneers because they're not doing it for an audience. They're doing it to serve their God.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So the funny thing about when you say a pioneer, I recognize that I was a pioneer on 5th when we were at 5th and Ludlow,
right?
But not because I was doing something, but because I was there by myself.
Right. Right.
I was there by myself. So there wasn't anything to drive people down.
Right.
If you wasn't coming to see me
you
on purpose,
chances are you weren't down there.
You weren't going to be in
and
that
I think
area.
that was intentional in that area.
Oh my goodness.
I just had a weird feeling like when Dame and Meech owned the A-list. I think starting then, it was a concerted effort to clean that area. It just feels like it. I have no evidence. It's just a feeling that I have.
People have huge visions for Dayton.
Right.
All over Dayton.
As do I.
Oh my God. So it's really cool to go places and then see what people want to have happen.
Right.
In some of those buildings that you think are dilapidated. And
right.
Ain't nobody wanting or needing.
I think it's intentional. I think they're just trying to drive the property value just low enough.
Oh my God. The game is rigged.
It definitely is rigged. But at the same time, I think that we're at a place where it's about to collapse, where people are just going to stop believing in this stuff because there's so many lies out there, and we're seeing people that are doing things of severe consequence and are getting away with no repercussions whatsoever. I really think the system as we know it is going to fall, and we're going to have to rely on the Black woman again to save it, because you all are the most educated, you all have the most going on, got the best credit. You know what I'm saying? So
you said we're gonna have to rely on the Black woman
again.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're at the Soul Food Carryout.
Yes, we just talking because
we at the Soul Food Carryout, and Chef Mark has put together This is jerk chicken. It comes with cabbage, rice and peas.
Oh my God. If you could see the steam jumping off of this.
It is.
And I'm downwind.
Wait a minute. And it's like, let me.
Oh, I'm downwind. Oh my God. Woo! I'm downwind.
Wait a minute. Just grab a piece.
I want the cabbage first because this cabbage looks delicious. I love cabbage. And then, oh my God.
It's hot, y'all. We love cabbage.
I love cabbage.
I love cabbage.
Seasoned perfectly. You taste so many flavors. I bet you can't point out not one of them. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
That means it's secret then. That gotta be a secret recipe.
And then this jerk chicken.
Oh, man.
This is Chef Mark Brown's
These are
signature. Thighs, legs. This is all dark meat.
I love thighs.
Because we love dark meat.
Thighs is my favorite part of the chicken. Are my favorite part of the chicken.
You know what? Me too.
He made this on a grill. Oh my God.
Right there.
OMG, man. I taste the smoke.
Yes.
Yeah,
You like that?
How am I going to do an interview? Oh, thank you. All right.
I think of everything, y'all.
Oh my God.
I'm well rounded.
Okay. Well, I am going to put this away because I'm not going to mukbang you.
That's okay.
Rice on camera,
Yeah,
too.
have some of that rice. Have some of the rice and peas. Man.
Man.
Yes. He feels like he's in the islands.
Oh man.
And my accent is the same, whether I'm English,
I'm gonna
Jamaican,
tell my dad about this. He
whoever.
loved beans and rice.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Look, so we're at 3907 West 3rd Street, and we are open Wednesday through Sunday. We are here 11 to 6, and on Sunday we're here from 12 to 5. So just to let you know what I have going on. Besides the soul food carryout,
this is
I'm
major.
still educating students in algebra.
Okay.
You know, that is my trade. I've been doing it for about 20 years. We've got the Shiro storytelling series.
That's the thing so can I come because I'm a man? I don't want to be there.
But you need to come.
Okay.
The cool thing about the Shiro storytelling series is that women are telling their stories in a very transparent, open manner.
Okay.
And sometimes you get to understand maybe what she's going through or why she did this or why that happened.
Okay.
I know for myself, and this is just speaking personally, I'm 54.
Okay.
I know I don't look it.
Right.
Look.
Yeah, hey, young people putting gray in their hair nowadays.
So 54 has brought about premenopause, perimenopause, whatever they want to call it. You sweating. You're hot,
it's
you're
funny
cold.
that you're mentioning all this stuff because Keisha Hayes is on this series also.
Yes.
And she does the supplements and what have you on her TikTok page.
Okay.
So it's fun, man. This just came together. Right.
And then you kind of feel like you're crazy and or somebody may say bipolar or you got two personalities and it's like, what do you mean? I ain't got two heads.
What we think is mental health issues is really superpowers that we just haven't been trained to.
But guess what? I believe that.
No, I know this because I have them and I've been using them lately. That's how I've had an immediate turnaround. Like it's ever since the eclipse.
But let me tell you
ever
something.
since the eclipse, I'm telling you. Go ahead.
You brighter than you were. I don't know who broke your shell.
Exactly.
I don't know who broke your
Exactly.
shell. But you were like, even when we did that first video, you were really reserved. And we talked about that offline. It ain't none of your business. But when you did that first video, you were laid back, kind of like apprehensive, if I could say that.
I wasn't confident.
And now I feel a different person.
Okay.
So like I said, somebody cracked that shell,
right?
And now you opening up. And congratulations!
Thank you. I've been working on self and just trying to feel better. And then one thing I realized while doing all of this stuff is, all you have to do is be. Whatever you want to be, you can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yesterday is a figment of your imagination.
A long time ago, I think I was 25. When I discovered I was in charge of my happiness.
Right.
And when I discovered I was in charge of my happiness, I took hold of it.
Yeah.
And happiness is a thing you do on purpose. So
it's intentional.
I wake up and I want to be happy. I want to laugh. I want to play like a kid.
Exactly.
And just kind of have an easy life. But I fill it up with stuff.
Exactly.
So sometimes when my life is too heavy, it's because I did it.
Everything is because of you. Everything is because you didn't. You said yes when you should have said no.
Yes.
Or said no when you should have said yes.
Right.
That's all it is consequences of our own decision.
I want to invite you.
Okay.
To bring you and your friends out. Remember when y'all used to smoke cigars at the coffee house?
Yes.
Y'all come over here and have some food and smoke a couple cigars and stuff.
This particular space is what you call the rotunda. So they have like weddings and big events in this particular space. But this building has been here over 100 years, and it just got renovated about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. Okay. So there's a lot of history. It's probably the most historic building in Dayton, one of the most historic buildings in Dayton. And it almost got torn down, but they got the funding to renovate it. So like that area over there, that building is a resource for small businesses, the Entrepreneur Center. So there's a lot of offices in that space, small business resources in that space. Then you have the art company here, 2 restaurants, and then our space is the 6888 Kitchen Incubator. We provide resources for small entrepreneurs in the food space. And then there's going to be a hotel coming on this side and some shops. So if you look it up, Dayton Arcade online, also look up Awaking the Giant. I've heard of that. There's a documentary.
Today I'm sitting here with someone who needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. This is the fabulous Miss Keisha Hayes.
Hey, applause.
Man, I couldn't have a show called Pioneers and not have you on in terms of this. It's not, you a pioneer and influential woman in Dayton, you know what I'm saying? And part of being a pioneer, like the part of the reason of the pioneers is giving people their flowers while they can still smell them, you know what I'm saying? And we focus on our haters so much, but it's love out here, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to give you some love, you know what I'm saying, for some of the things that a lot of the things that you've done for Dayton in terms of the events you've thrown on. And word on the street is a Keisha Hayes hair appointment is more rare than a winning a raffle for an exclusive pair of grails, man. Hey, they go crazy. I'm telling you, I know. I'm saying my wife did hair, and this is one of the people she talked about that she idolized and wanted to learn from and getting better at her craft. So I definitely wanted to, like I said, give you your flowers, and then talk about what you got going on in terms of your TikTok shop and your videos. Those are hilarious. You're a very good salesperson, by the way. I hate to give this compliment to Black people, but you're very well spoken.
Well, thank you. I understand, because it's kind of like, well, what did you expect? But yeah, I got it. I got it.
So go on and talk to us and tell us something, Miss Hayes.
Where are we starting? You want me to start back at the hair thing?
Let's go with the hair. How long you been doing hair?
Oh gosh, I'll give you 2 accounts. So
let's go license hair.
There we go.
I remember you was doing hair in high school.
Yes.
Back then, man.
That's what I was about to say. Well, I got paid for my first haircut at 12 years old.
Right.
But licensed this year makes 29.
Wow.
29 years.
Wow. So it's obviously a passion of yours. Is it? Do you I guess you like to make people feel good, operate at their highest self when you look good, you feel good, you play good, like Dion said.
Absolutely.
So you play a huge role in that.
Yeah, the hair can be a complete transformation. Now, don't get me wrong, makeup can be as well.
Right.
For all of us, but some people aren't as comfortable wearing makeup. Your hair you can't take off.
Right. Well,
you can add to. I mean, you can cut it off, but it's still your hair.
Right.
You can add to it. But when it comes to makeup, everybody's not comfortable with makeup.
Okay.
But you can definitely get them more comfortable with their hair or hairstyle or whatever options they have. But the feeling of turning a client around after you've done something for them, it could be literally just a shampoo, condition, cut, and style.
Okay.
But for somebody who hasn't had it done properly,
Right.
and you cut or trim them and have their hair that they thought was dead and useless, have it looking healthy and flowing.
Yeah, I've seen the before and after videos, and her hairstyles make you look like you in a commercial when she done. I'm talking about like the shampoo commercials on during the stories. You know what I mean?
My clients call it "Who Me Hair" because it make you turn your head because the hair is.
Yeah, I know my sister Dawn. She, oh my God, every time she gets her hair done by you, she has to post.
I love
and she's very happy, and I can see it in her spirit. You know what I'm saying?
That.
And that's a positive effect to have on the Black community. And I wanted to give you your flowers for that. Now, when I first moved back to Dayton, she was one of the only people I know throwing events. And every event that she threw was an actual event. It just wasn't a function. It was an event, and everyone put their clothes on and put their best behavior on. How long have you been doing event promotions or party planning?
Well, I did some by myself years ago, but I wasn't as committed to it because hair took up a lot of my time. Like, especially once I moved back here. I moved back in 11, 12? Somewhere in there. I moved back, and the more I was here and getting out and meeting more people and talking to just people that I've known for years, the more I recognized that there was a need for other events. Now, in fairness, I was not the only person that recognized that. Bruce and I believe they're cousins, Bruce and Dwayne, we all saw the need for a more upscale event. And I'd always talk about, I remember when I was younger, watching my mom and my aunts and my uncle get dressed up and go out. And it wasn't because it's New Year's. There may be an event that they're going to. And I'm like, we don't have anything like that for adults. We're just thinking more along the lines like event-wise.
Events.
Something, get a reason to get dressed up. Not a reason to get clubbed. But a reason to get dressed up.
And it's a difference.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference. And we recognize that was not something we had here. Not even, we can't even say a lot of. That's not something we had here that was not attached to something like
the
Botillion, stuff like that, or a frat or sorority type event. Nothing against those, but there was nothing
for the average, the common man.
And to get dressed up and come out and look good, and you feel yourself in a different way when you get dolled up. You know what I mean?
The mirror selfies and self. You're operating at your highest self when you got some good clothes on.
Absolutely.
Man, that you took time to curate. You know what I mean? Not just put some clothes on and go, like you said, to the club or something.
Right.
So, do you have any events that you're working on, looking down the future, down the pike, or are you just in the hair lane at this moment, or in the in the TikTok lane as well?
We'll come back to that.
That's a whole channel.
We'll come back to that.
I'll be looking for different reasons, but
we'll come back to that.
I have bought the light before. I bought the light from her, and I still have it, and it still works. You know, I support my people now.
I appreciate it. I appreciate all support. Let's get that straight. But so with the event thing, I've been contemplating bringing back the black tie. The issue has become, it's supposed to cost. Now, it was never free, but the reason why it was lower to start with is to generate the buzz, to get people out and get them coming out and talking about it. And it worked. And it was to give people time to get familiar. You know what I mean? Like I said, we weren't used to having those type of, So of course, your first year or two, you got people showing up and you still thought this was the club. It's not, but it's okay because we welcome you.
But all pub is good pub though, because it definitely generates a better turnout the year after. Because matter of fact, some of the fun is the next day on social media.
with the post and the pictures. If they're not talking about your event, whether it be good or bad, then it wasn't worth talking.
Absolutely.
So, and then it kind of transformed all the way into what that last year that it was big, I did it by myself. And so that was pre-COVID,
right?
2019. Then I planned it again for 2020 because that 2019 was awesome. It was awesome. So I planned 2020 again, had it set up in a new
more, and I'm learning more. So
yeah, I'm
becoming a man of the people.
Come on, man of the people. there's a event space down here that used to be a bank.
Okay.
And it was new. So I had caught it at just the right time. That's one thing, if you don't already know. In Dayton, Ohio, you can catch an event space early, especially if you're talking about the nicer ones, you're going to get the best deals for them. So I caught this one early. A lot of people didn't know about it. So I got a really good deal for what they cost. I mean, good deal. If I say good deal, you thinking, oh, it's only $1,000. No, still high, but not still high, but not. Yeah. Definitely manageable because I had to keep it sensible for me. Because at the end of the day, the risk was going to be my own.
Okay.
I'm taking the risk by myself. I don't have anybody to split that with, kind of like insurance.
Right.
So I
pioneer type ish.
Hey,
just keep walking and it'll happen.
We're gonna figure it out. Right. And at the time, the reason why I wanted to keep it going because the buzz was so real and because I'd seen it do its thing and it had become everything. I know at least I envisioned, but I believe Bruce and Dwayne envisioned as well. It had even taken on a whole nother, like people were looking at it like avant-garde style. So people was like, a lot of times you don't learn if you don't make mistakes. And if you're not making them along the way and then boom, once you think you've made it, something happens that you should have learned before. Now you're completely thrown off because you really thought you already had it all together. So yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I would love to throw another event later this year.
Okay.
I'm not living here anymore, in and out, and with me traveling to do hair, I'm not here a whole lot, but I am here enough now since I'm not flying right now that I can be a little more diligent in planning.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look forward to whatever is next from Miss Keisha Hayes. I will always support anything that you have going on. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time out to sit down with me. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to say or promote or?
Yeah. So I do, I guess they consider it affiliate marketing, and I'm not an influencer, but
she's influential, but she's not an influencer.
That's the best way to put it.
Right.
But I do, the products that you see that I post on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, those are products that are either products that I purchased that I thought I would like myself, or products that the vendor, the seller, has sent me to try.
And you like
them. And I like them. So I will believe that everything that I talk about is something that I've gotten for free, which is why I'm doing it, which is not the truth.
Right.
I'll say probably at this point, it might be 60-40, 50-50, somewhere in there. And that's only because now the stuff that I would buy, I can send them a request to see if they'll send it to me before I purchase it.
Right.
But yeah, so I talk about the things that I feel like people will use, people will like, stuff that I like. And with age, perimenopause for women.
Hey, men be having periods too.
Well, for us, it goes away. That's with perimenopause.
Ours don't.
I'm just being clear. But with perimenopause and stuff like that, all of my ladies, as you get older, you'll come into this phase, which some come into it earlier based on medical stuff. But a lot of the things that I have found on TikTok actually help with that as well, which is why you'll see me talking a lot about supplements. But there is a commission. It's commission based. Now, of course, the more people that support me, the more they will, the vendors and sellers support me. So at this point, I really just need to keep going. And that's the thing with affiliate marketing and doing what I'm doing. people have been telling me for years that I should be on social media more. And
yeah, you're definitely, you have a personality. You have a great personality.
And thank you.
And a tone to your voice also. You have a voice, you can be loud or soft if you need to be.
Absolutely.
And yeah, your voice resonates.
So with that, I finally started moving into this space, and being honest, the reason why, number one, I should have been doing it. Let's be clear on that. But because I left a lot of money on the table not doing it. I really should have been on this years ago. But because I've been doing hair so long, my hands and my wrists only have so much more time left on them. My legs and my feet good, but my hands and my wrists, they're on their way out. So I had to be honest with myself about what does going forward look like financially. I've been a flight attendant. I was going to go back to flying. Right now, with the way things are, I'm really on the fence about that. But this right here, I can do.
Right.
And all I have to do is be me doing it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that transformed, and now I would love to do it again. I tried to do it with Dwayne a couple years ago, but a lot of times what happens with the planning, especially with me moving around a lot, I won't start planning until closer to it. So because the buzz isn't what it used to be, it needs to start, I have to start planning earlier in the year. So I'm working on it for this year. But I just need y'all to show up, because what we're not going to keep doing is planning stuff. And then y'all, oh yeah, I'm going to come. And next thing you know, you're not there. So if y'all see me all over your news feed, up and down your timeline, understand, I have to do that in order to do what needs to be done.
Every post she posts, I love. Yeah. Giving the love. So, all right, well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I'm not going to hold you up. I know somebody trying to get up under that dryer. So, give you a hug while you're in town, because I don't know when I'm going to see you again.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Just this is the last interview in my Women's History Month special. Again, not the theme. It's just a coincidence that I came down to this 6888 initially to interview Mrs. Debria Rice, and I met so many inspirational women working here. So it changed. It made me want to shine a light on women during Women's History Month. I wanted to do was reach out to women who add positivity to the universe, are making an impact on the community, and just that it actually inspired me. And today we're here with Miss Reve Powell. She is a real estate agent, and she keeps my feed filled with positivity, and she asks the right questions and makes you grateful for the small things. And without further ado, Miss Reve Powell.
Hello. Hello.
Now, you are not from Dayton, but you live in Dayton.
Yes.
That automatic, just the fact that you are putting on from the city makes you eligible to be a Dayton pioneer. You don't have to be born here. You don't have to be raised here.
Okay.
But as long as you care about the community, that's how you become a Dayton pioneer. And it doesn't seem like you're doing it for the gram. You're doing it to take care of your family and help the community that you live in.
That's right.
The purpose of the show is to inspire and inform. And
well, I am not from Dayton, but I feel like a good part of my childhood, I was here. My dad lived here, and he had a business downtown. Him and my stepmother, they held a business here downtown Dayton for many years. And it was, it was really successful. They were able to show me like having community events, being involved with the people around you. Like they would have First Fridays and just different things. And at the time it was like, wow, this is kind of like that, New Jack City, like that, you see people that are, that look like you doing positive things for the community. They knew people in the government. They knew people that had good jobs, factory jobs, and everyone was able to come together and have that great experience all the time. So when I was a little girl, I said, I want to be a business person too. Like my biggest dream was to be like a businesswoman. But then I decided to go into healthcare. I went to something, they said, oh, you should go into healthcare. You're going to get a good job. You'll be able to go to school and do all these things.
Dream they fed us.
And that's what I did. I went to school. I got a trade first, and I got my STNA license or certificate. Did that, and then I went on to nursing school. Found out that I did not want to be a nurse.
Okay.
And I changed to being a respiratory therapist.
Okay. The power of the pivot.
Right.
Power of the pivot.
I had to pivot because my daughter ended up having asthma, and I said, well, why am I going to school to be a nurse when my daughter needs help with her lungs?
Right.
And I want her to have the best chance she could have.
Okay.
So I went and changed my major to respiratory therapy.
Okay.
I did that for a while. Ended up climbing the ranks, got a second degree so I could go into management. Okay. And I ended my career in healthcare as a director. I had 3 departments. I had lots of employees, but my cup was not filled.
Wow.
It wasn't filled, and I had just got my real estate license too. So I was like, okay, I looked at my career narrative that I made when I was in high school. It said that I was going to go to college. I was going to get this job. I was going to become a supervisor, and then I was going to become a director of a hospital. And I did all the things I set out to do in that career negative. And I did not feel good. I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel like I was really helping people.
Okay. We were raised under lies, and I'm starting to realize that everything we were taught to believe was lies. We realized that actually going through the process is different than what the process has been led us to believe is like. They don't factor in things like racism, things like classism, and how they affect the experience of a particularly Black woman. You know what I mean? It's like basically 2 strikes against you, for lack of better terms. And it's a different experience where women always have to work twice as hard to get half as far. So I think that possibly could have took some of the steam out of it too, because those are hell of an accomplishments for you not to be fulfilled. Do you think that probably had a role in your experience in those roles and in those positions?
I do feel like it was constantly, what do you have on?
Microaggressions.
Why is your hair like that?
Exactly.
Why are you doing this? So a big thing that I was dealing with when I was in the corporate world, I would have what's called microaggressions. So there would be people who would say, oh, well, why are you dressed like that? Well, wait a minute. This other woman had on the same outfit and it was okay for her to have it on, but it's not okay for me to have this on.
And what's funny about that is whataboutism. And they use the hell out of it, but they scorn you for saying, just worry about yourself. But they'll use that whataboutism. You know what I mean? If you challenge them, you know what I'm saying?
But I did challenge them, and I challenged, and therefore when I decided to go into real estate, and I'd already been building my portfolio and working with different clients. And when I severed everything with the corporate world and went into doing my own business solely, I knew that I wouldn't have to answer to those norms anymore. And I could be my own boss. And when clients work with me, they work with me because they want to work with me. And I don't care what someone looks like. I don't care what they, believe.
Right.
We all work together because we have a goal.
Yes.
They chose me and I chose them.
Yes.
And it's not about, oh, well, you have to look like this, conform to something.
Right.
You can be yourself and you can be the best you can be in your business. So that's what I do every day. I look at myself like, okay, how does it feel to be your own CEO? And that's what I am. I'm the CEO of my company.
Yes.
And I come with excellence. So I make sure I dress every day to serve my clients. I make sure that I give them that experience that they might not get with everybody else. I do what the other person won't do to give them that. Okay. And I don't care if they're buying a house that's $20,000 or if they're buying a house that's $1 million. They're going to have that same customer service with me.
Wow, that is fascinating. Take note, all business owners, please take note, because that's how you get to the next level, is care about the little things too. I want to thank you for stopping by to conclude the Women's History Month special. This was a very special project to me because it happened just like that. And I'm here to inspire and inform. And I came to the 6888 and I was so inspired that I had to just interview every woman in eyesight that is of pioneer status. They're doing pioneering things in the community. Again, thank you for stopping by. It was nice to meet you. You have a great day.
Nice meeting you too.
Dating Pioneers, Nat Turner II, out.
See, cause failure is an option we ain't finna choose. So if you didn't know, you need to get used to me. I'm trying to place dating back up where we used to be. That mean I gotta put the crown on my city's head. I read the news and then I heard that my city's dead. And so I ran into the mortuary and came out with a corpse I've been forced to